Hey, good morning, folks. BKP here, and it is time for BKP Politics. Let me start out by letting you know I'm expecting a phone call. If Emily, if it comes in, we're going to take an immediate break, and I'm going to take the call because I don't know. I got to take the call. You will find out soon. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Well, all hell is broke loose in Georgia, and I didn't do it. I didn't do it, right? I'm not the one they can blame down in Atlanta. You know, I have gotten the messages from downtown Atlanta from time to time. Is that guy up there in North Georgia won't shut up, man? Would somebody shut him up? What the hell? So Linwood has called the governor corrupt. 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 I'm serious, man. Linwood's called the governor corrupt. Brad Raffensperger corrupt. What did Sean Hannity say? Sean Hannity said, worst governor, worst I've ever seen in Georgia. Rush Limbaugh, Mark Levin, you name it. Kemp is getting the hell beat out of him. Let's see, Jeff Duncan and Brad Raffensperger, they're getting the hell beat out of them. Their asses are getting kicked daily. And it's not just this guy up in North Georgia that won't shut up. But, hey, bada bing, bada boom. There's a couple. This is a Linwood kind of morning. Linwood kind of morning. Now, I just want to say something here. We're going to play the video. All right. And we're going to go right into Linwood because I have an interview 7 months old that I want you to listen to because I got a message last night. What do I think about the Linwood lawsuit? I will tell you, these lawsuits have to get into court. Now, as the networks are laughing, as they are laughing because of the Rudy Giuliani and the election supervisors not being able to see what is going on in the counting rooms, supposedly got thrown out by the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania, which pretty liberal Supreme Court in the country, the PA Supreme Court, they're laughing this morning, but they're not talking about, trust me, I watched 4, 5, 6 a.m. They're not talking about Linwood's lawsuit in Georgia. They're not talking about Justice Alito saying, set those Pennsylvania votes aside. You know, those ones that your governor and your court made a decision on, which your legislative body did not. That's the kicker here in the Constitution. And then we have the judge, a Superior Court judge out in California, that said, Gavin Newsom, you don't have that authority. That authority belongs to, constitutionally, the legislative body. So while you're hearing, I've not given up, okay, but while you're hearing the Dominion voting machine corruption, and I get that, there's the constitutional challenge that I would love to see get in court. I personally don't know when it's going to get in court, okay, but it's the constitutional challenge that your legislative body okay, the legislative body in your state has all authority according to the Constitution, not the judge and not the governor, okay, when it comes to setting election law. 7 months ago in Georgia, Brad Raffensperger Secretary of State of Georgia, met with Democrats that praised it in articles. I read you the clips from the Democrats that praised him with his decree that everybody's talking about in Georgia. There's one problem. He didn't have the authority to do that, only the legislative body. And we're going to show you an interview from 7 months ago from the Georgia House Speaker, David Ralston, right here on this program where, Mr. Speaker and I made national news. We made Morning Joe with this. They picked up on it. Nationally, this was picked up on. Our interview because of what House Speaker David Ralston said. We'll get to that in a little bit. Wayne County, Michigan. So I get up to a text, man, you got to check this out. Wayne County, Michigan will not certify the election for Joe Biden. And give me number 7, all right? And, you know, what are we going to do? I mean, we got to ask ourselves, what are we going to do? Are we going to push back? Are we going to stand up here in America? What are we going to do? Because that's not exactly what happens. He's shamed into U-turn. All right? Racism. Michigan Republicans perform dramatic backflip and certify Wayne County's results after being rebuked by Democrat poll watcher on Zoom. All right? They didn't just get rebuked on Zoom. And nobody is condemning this. Secretary of State of Michigan, nobody is condemning what happened. We're going to open up this morning because if you're saying, what happened in Wayne County? When I went to bed, it seems like every time when we go to bed, you know, we've got something happening. And then when you wake up, all right, let me get that. Hold on, Emily. I don't remember what I named it, so we'll get it here really quick. It's a Twitter video. Democrat Wayne County board member of canvassers threatened 2 Republican members who refused to certify the ballots. Watch what happened last night, and you might understand why they flipped in Wayne County after these threats. Play that video.
Already tweeted out that your legal arguments are rubbish and you're going to lose when it comes to court. So we're not worried about that at all. I'm also not worried about any of your, things are bad so we can't certify arguments, because that's just ridiculous. You certified in August when they were worse. Less than 50% of the ballots are recountable. Now over 72% are. 58% of them are even balanced when it was less than 30% last time. So it's doubled. It's gotten way better because the Secretary of State actually jumped in and did her job, unlike you. But I know it's not going to change your opinion. You talked about not certifying Detroit, even though you acknowledged that Livonia, a city, by the way, I know you know is 95% white, had bigger variances than Detroit, which is 80% black. We understand, and you now added your name. So I'm not going to try to change your mind. I just want to let you know that the Trump stink, the stain of racism that you, William Hartman, and Monica Palmer have just covered yourself in is going to follow you throughout history. Your grandchildren are going to think of you like Bull Connor or George Wallace. Monica Palmer and William Hartman will forever be known in southeastern Michigan as 2 racists who did something so unprecedented that they disenfranchised hundreds of thousands of black voters in the city of Detroit because they were ordered to. Probably, I know, Monica, you think Q told you to do it or some other crazy stuff like that. But just know when you try to sleep tonight, that millions of people around the world now on Twitter know the name Monica Palmer and William Hartman as 2 people completely racist and without an understanding of what integrity means or a shred of human decency. The law isn't on your side. History won't be on your side. Your conscience will not be on your side. And Lord knows, when you go to meet your maker, your soul is going to be very, very warm.
Thank you.
Burn in hell. You will burn in hell. Your stain of racism. Q probably told you to do it. The world knows your name. Your grandchildren. We will burn down your house. Now, maybe some of these things were not said, but we know. We will march. Now, Black Lives Matter will march at your houses. We will go after your grandkids as they're coming out of school. We will surround you as you're trying to eat. We will make sure you never get served again in a we will administer the highest levels of hate you possibly can. Michigan Republicans, this is the New York Times, Michigan Republicans backtrack after refusing to certify election results. GOP members of Elections Board in Wayne County, which includes Detroit and heavily Democratic, reversed their decisions to hold up approval of Joe Biden's victory after an outcry, threats. After an outcry. The world knows. You remember when Chuck Schumer stood at the Supreme Court and pointed back and threatened the Supreme Court? They've threatened the Supreme Court. They threaten you. They threaten your kids, your grandkids. They will find you out if you're wearing a red hat and beat you in the head senseless. This is not a joke. And the media will totally overlook it. This just gets worse. Now, when Donald J. Trump told you that this is what is going to happen months ago, Donald J. Trump told you that they will own the streets. You're watching it. I mean, if these members of this election board said that they could not, in good conscience, feel like, okay, that they could vote to certify, isn't that their right? The board deadlocked with Michigan Democrats denouncing opposition as a blatant political intrusion into the process and criticized the Republicans' move as racist. At one point, a Republican member, Monica Palmer, had made a motion to certify the results in the communities other than the city of Detroit, the move that made effectively disenfranchised one of the nation's major predominantly black cities. It's not going to stop, folks. It's not going to stop. I mean, I hate to call it a war, but you heard the attack. So there's Wayne County, all right? Wayne County, they said they're not going to certify. You will go after this guy. In fact, who is that? I don't know. I don't have the name. After this guy went into this tirade online. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Democrat Wayne County board member. What was his name? Hold on. As reported earlier, the two Republican members in Wayne County, Michigan, reversed last night, initially refused. 4 members of the board, 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, earlier deadlocked 2-2. They deadlocked 2-2. It was 2-2. However, after listening to residents' concerns during the virtual public meeting and getting threats online, certify the vote, but asked Democrat Secretary State Joyce Benson to audit a certain precinct with problems. William Hartman and Monica Palmer, the 2 Republicans in Wayne County Board of Canvassers, weren't just threatened by random trolls online. Nade Stabler, that's it, that's him right there. Nade Stabler, the far left Democrat on the Board of Canvassers, threatened Hartman and Palmer during an online conference call. Threatened them. Nade Stabler. So we're still finding votes in Georgia. Here's another one. Let's go to this one. But they can't tell you what happened. Over in Floyd County, we found another 800 votes for Trump yesterday. What was that? What county was that? Was that, I forget what county it is. Another county finding more votes in Georgia. But in Floyd County, we're trying to figure out what happened there. What happened in Floyd County? So Heather Mullins, Real America's Voice, RAV TV, Real America's Voice. Great job, Heather. Let me give her a shout out. Okay, play that video, the Heather Mullins video, Floyd County, Georgia. Play that one.
Do we have a reason, explanation why those votes?
So there's no like concrete, just to get it on the record, there's no concrete explanation as to how those 2,700 votes were not counted by the machine in the first place?
We don't know. I mean, we can't they're not in there anywhere. So we don't know why they didn't get scanned in there.
So have the Dominion tech guys that have been troubleshooting here all day been able to figure out why they weren't in there?
Ask them, but I don't know if they can speak for you. They're not allowed to comment.
They're not allowed to comment.
And you're not allowed to tell me either.
Sorry.
It just,
But as of right now, you can also not confirm that it was a memory card or anything of that nature as well, right? Because that hasn't been confirmed, to my knowledge, by anyone here.
I don't think it was a memory card. I can almost, do you?
I don't think it was a memory card.
So it was. We can rule out memory
Rule out a
cards.
memory card that wasn't
Yeah,
scanned.
okay, it seems like it's human error.
It
but
seems like it, but what's the evidence that would indicate it would be a human error issue?
the ballots didn't transfer over like they should have, and that could have been dealing with how whatever programmer programmed them. But at this point, we really don't know, so that's why you're
Could it
getting
also
this-
potentially be a software
We're
issue?
not going to speculate at this point.
But you just said it could potentially be a
Again,
human error. That was
catching it.
speculation.
Correct. So that's why you're
So
asking
then it
all
could-
these types of different questions.
I'm
We
just
really
trying to
can't
get-
give you. I know what
Okay,
you're trying to do,
yeah.
and we really don't have it pinpointed
Okay.
right now. Like
That's fine.
we want to be able to give you the exact answer on what happened.
Absolutely.
I'm not able to do that right
Okay.
now.
Right. Fair enough. Thank you for that.
Heather Mullins is her name. Real America's Voice, RAVTV. Want to give her a shout out. Way to go, Heather. We don't know. Could be human error. You notice the Dominion software people can't comment. They're not allowed to comment. Well, let me tell you something, Ted Cruz. This is not, I like Ted Cruz. But let me say, Ted Cruz, the rest of you, I know, and we're going to talk about Josh Hawley in a minute. And yesterday, the hearings for the big tech people that coordinated together, Google, Facebook, and Twitter to try to stop the president of the United States from winning the election. We'll talk about that. But when are you going to get Dominion in there? Okay. I mean, I would think this would be an emergency hearing before the Electoral College meets. Now, I guess what you're going to say to me is we have to let the courts and the lawsuits play out. All right, I get it. So you think I'm jumping the gun, but Dominion can't answer anything, and we're finding more votes in Georgia. So let's say this. Let's go here. Number 49. Nationally, no one's talking about this. All right. This is not getting covered at all in any of the media. When I say that, I'm going to say the cable news networks, nobody is covering Linwood in Georgia and the pressure he's put on the governor, the pressure he's put on Brad Raffensperger, the lieutenant governor. Nobody's covering it. I mean, Linwood is on their throat. I mean, on their throat, to the point he has called Governor Kemp corrupt, and he has called Brad Raffensperger corrupt. This is the lawsuit, all right? We have to get this in court. If we could get this Georgia lawsuit in court, and we then have Pennsylvania and California, the ruling in California, and what Justice Alito did in Pennsylvania, there is a big possibility. They found how many did they find that voted? Was it 15,000 in Nevada that voted in 2 states? I'm not for sure. We'll look at that in a little bit, but 15 in 2 states. This is far from over the integrity of our election. Nobody talking about it. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. As soon as we return this morning, we will immediately start on Linwood. And we're going to do about 45 minutes in this lawsuit and what's happening in Georgia. So stay with us. We'll return right after these messages Linwood, and some explosive interviews I've had in the past that maybe Linwood wants to watch. You'll never know. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
All right, we're back. I'm your host, BKP, and you're watching BKP Politics. I'm listening to some old interviews with Secretary of State Raffensperger that I've had, and also House Speaker David Ralston. But we're going to play something here in a minute that I'm looking for. You're watching BKP Politics. Now, let me say this. I have a concern and polling. I know what you're going to say. Are you really going to show us polling right now? This is a problem. And I mean it's a problem, okay? Let me just go with number 4, a tweet from the President of the United States. Number 4. While Governor Kemp will hopefully see the light before it's too late, must finally take charge. 2 great senators who do so much for Georgia and truly love the U.S. are in a must-win battle with 2 incompetents who don't have a clue. All right. And it goes on there. And I know you don't want to see polling right now, but I'm going to show it to you. This is from, I think, Fox 5 in Atlanta or something. But number 1, Governor Kemp right now, and it's continuing to decline, okay? Bubba's in trouble, okay? Approval ratings 37, disapproval 44, undecided 19, all right? Kemp is in trouble in the state. Now, there's Attorney Linwood that is not going to come off his throat. He's got his boot on his throat, and it's not coming off. I mean, it is not, okay? And Linwood's a libel attorney, and he understands making accusations. We're going to play this a minute. And here's what they're talking about is the first polling out right now, number 2, has Purdue and Ossoff 49-49 with 2% undecided. Now, that's interesting because I don't know who's answering the poll, all right? But they have them in a virtual tie. Then you have Loeffler, okay? Number 3. Now, I have not heard number 3, Loeffler, Raphael Warnock 49, Loeffler 48, 3 undecided. Now, I've not heard this. There's already been a request for, is it 600,000 mail-in ballots, Democrats, in these 2 races for this election, January 4th or 5th, whichever the hell it is, 5th, okay? My understanding is there's been a request of 600,000 mail-in ballots. Do you know what that means? Already a request for them, damn it. 600,000 for this race. And you know what that means? Not being able to match signatures again and not being able to truly see if these ballots are accurate. I've not heard this, but I did not hear this from Matt Towery, the pollster here in Georgia. Matt Towery is somebody I really trust, okay? I trust Matt. But I understand he made a comment on somebody's show yesterday that these Senate seats for Republicans are not a slam dunk. And I'm telling you, Raffensperger, Brian Kemp, and who was the guy that had the tan? This all the time, he had the tan. Anyhow, Jeff Duncan, that's a real airhead. The lieutenant governor of Georgia is an airhead. Jeff Duncan, they're pulling these 2 candidates down. Now, I said yesterday, it's very bold when a libel attorney that understands what he's doing. Yesterday, I told you Sidney Powell said, right? that an attorney who has a client, all right, said that, made an accusation that Brian Kemp, all right, pull up the video, get it ready there. Linwood outlines case for rampant vote fraud in Georgia. Get it ready. So yesterday, maybe it was shout out to the John Fredericks show, John Fredericks. Sidney Powell said an accusation was made that Brian Kemp and Brad Raffensperger received Biden-like, family Biden-like corruption payoffs. That was said. Something else has come to my attention that may come out this week where Raffensperger is concerned, but I've got to leave it to, until I get a libel attorney that can work for me, I can't roll the dice on this one. No. I got to let somebody else take the heat on this one. But when it comes out, I will then say I second it. Let's play this video. This is strong right here. Let's play this for a couple minutes. John Fredericks show yesterday, Linwood. Go ahead. Play the tape.
Government, but first we got to have a special session of the.
Wrong one. I'm sorry. I don't know. I mean, I got two of them. I want to do that one in a minute. It says Linwood outlines case. It's a YouTube.
For a special session, and he said the same thing. He said, Lynn, that the General Assembly, which is the only entity according to Georgia law that can make this change, he said the deal that Raffensperger, the Secretary of State, made with Stacey Abrams on this mail-in ballot scam, if you want to call it that, he said they were not ever even told about it. Like, it never even went to them, or they would have said, hey, you can't do this. And now they're asking for a special session, and the governor is nowhere to be found.
The governor's nowhere to be found because the governor of this state, and I don't say things lightly because I do a lot of defamation work.
Yes, sir.
Since the Richard Jewell case. So I don't like people making false accusations about someone else. The governor of the state of Georgia is corrupt. The lieutenant governor, I don't know about, but he certainly has been quiet, and he certainly, the only time he spoke out, he said there was no evidence of fraud. Talk to the people in the state of Georgia. That's a lie. Raffensperger is corrupt. You can always follow the money. And there's a lot of money that went down when the Dominion voting system was purchased by the state of Georgia in 2019. Follow the money. There was also a lot of money that went down when Governor Kemp bought COVID supplies, masks, gowns, and COVID test kits from China. Follow the money. There's also an interesting money trail before he appointed Kelly Loeffler as senator and after her appointment. Mm-hmm. Follow the money. The governor of the state of Georgia is corrupt. He's compromised by China money. And that's why you don't hear him out there fighting for the people of this state right now, who are going to be outraged, and they already are, because they know that Trump won this state by a landslide. He won the country by a landslide. May have won all 50 states. And they're trying to steal our government because they're going to change our government. You're going to wake up in a few months and you're not going to have the United States flag over the White House. It might be the China flag. This is their effort to overthrow our government.
So, Linwood, you believe that
there's a lot more. It's a lot more. Oh, hell. And I didn't do it. I mean, for once, I didn't do it. Linwood. Damn, the governor corrupt. Damn, the secretary of State's corrupt. I'm going to choke, man, I swear. He's corrupt. Follow the money. China. Follow the money. Loeffler. Before Loeffler was appointed and after Loeffler was appointed. I wonder if Linwood has read my article. I swear. Follow the money. Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's funny as hell. I mean, whew, corrupt. Damn. All right. Defamation. Defamation. He's a defamation. I kept saying, what do I keep saying? I keep saying, anyhow, libel. Well, right? Defamation. He understands. And he says he don't take that lightly. This guy, Richard Jewell, I mean, the list goes on. This guy does not take it lightly. And he throws out there the governor of Georgia is corrupt. And Brad Raffensperger is corrupt. Damn. All right, now let's play the other Linwood that you have up there. Okay? Let's play that one. I'm ready for that one now.
Change our government, but first we've got to have a special session of the Georgia legislature called so that they can elect the electors to vote for Donald Trump, who, by the way, won a landslide victory in Georgia, as he did across the nation. Then they're going to have a new election on all the down ballots in January because the whole process was infected by the illegal absentee ballot procedure, and it was also infected with I'll call it a computer virus. The computer voting system in Georgia, Dominion, contains software that was manipulated where they control the voting, which in a network of corporations around the globe. This election was a fraud. Donald Trump won, I believe, clearly a 70% plus landslide election in the nation. He probably won over 400 electoral votes. So we're uncovering step by step the layers on the onion, and we're going to get to the truth. And the truth is Donald Trump has been reelected by this country to serve as president for 4 months.
All right. Now, here's what I want you to do, Emily. I want you to go back to the John Frederick show. All right? The one you played before this. Linwood outlines the case for rampant voter fraud. I want you to go back to that one just a minute ago. I want you to go to the beginning of that one. I want to start it at the beginning. Let's let that play for about 2 minutes because then I want to play something else. All right?
Joining us now, world famous lawyer from Atlanta, Linwood. You know him from the Richard Jewell case. You know him from just getting a settlement from the Washington Post. He's filed suit here in Georgia, and he's with us now. Lynn, thank you for being with us today, sir.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak with you. You're probably overlooking my home in Atlanta in Peachtree Park.
Well, I am. We're on the 17th floor here. I can wave to your house, and when you get back, we're going to have you on live so we can follow this up. Lynn, tell us about the lawsuit you filed, and what exactly is it, and when do you think you're going to get a ruling?
The lawsuit I filed was against the Secretary of State and other appropriate defendants, and it stems out of a March 2020 consent settlement that the Secretary of State entered into with in litigation with the Democratic Party. The Democratic Party was represented by Perkins Coie. You might also call Perkins Coie the Hillary Clinton law firm. But that consent agreement made substantive changes in the absentee voting rules. You can't do that. Mm-hmm. Only the state legislature is permitted to make a change in a federal election conducted in the state. That's been strongly suggested and will be upheld eventually by Justice Alito in Pennsylvania, even recently by a judge in California where they tried the same thing with the governor. So they changed the rules under the guise of COVID to try to increase the ability of people to vote by mail. And as a result, you've got fraud of a massive amount through the mail votes, and you've also got fraud in your computer voting machines. It's not the first time they've done this. What happened?
Okay, here's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play the opening of that with Lin Wood because only the consent decree, settlement that there was a meeting on should have went to the state legislature. Only the state legislature had the authority, okay, to do that. He brings up Alito. Remember, I opened this morning, Justice Alito saying in Pennsylvania, hold those ballots aside. He brings up the Superior Court of California. Now, I don't know how much of this will play, but the live call-in with House Speaker David Ralston, I think I gave you a time. I wanted you to start that. This is 7 months ago. Hold on, let me get this. This was April 1st, okay? So what did he say? The March, right? The March dissent decree, right? So April 1st, I've got House Speaker David Ralston on this show. We might talk about that. Roll the tape. Mail, he said a Republican will never get elected again. And Nancy Pelosi is trying to actually expand vote by mail right now as hard as she can. And Democrats want that vote by mail. So what concerns would you have with Secretary of State Raffensperger sending out the applications for absentee ballots?
Well, I'm concerned about politicizing this healthcare crisis that we're in. We're in an unprecedented period in our history, not only in the state and the country, but the world, with this pandemic that we're in. And to use that for political purposes, in my view, is just so incredibly wrong. And so when you hear Speaker Pelosi saying that that's one of their objectives, and then you look at the people here in Georgia that have lined up to support Secretary Raffensperger's proposal. I mean, it's every extreme liberal Democratic group that's out there. It kind of makes you wonder what their agenda is. You know, I believe that if we're going to have that kind of fundamental change in our voting procedures, procedures that have served us well, have withstood litigation, have withstood Justice Department review. If we're going to have fundamental change in those procedures, I think that is in the purview of the legislative branch, where members of the State House and State Senate can consider and debate and discuss and vet these things, and then decide if that's going to be the policy of this state. But to simply have this become an administrative decision made apparently on the fly during this crisis, to me is just is very, very unwise and is poor policy.
Well, let me say this to the viewers out there, Mr. Speaker. Also, you know, I hold that right there, Emily. We're not done with it. Try to remember where you stopped it, okay? Hold it right there. Right here on this show. I have told you over and over. We pay attention to every damn thing moving. I swear to God we do. We don't sleep here on this damn show. We pay attention to everything moving. Back in March, I was watching this. I was like, what the hell's Raffensperger doing? Meeting with Democrats, making deals with Democrats. Remember, I told you the other day right here on this damn show, what did I say to you? I said there was something bad wrong, that Democrats were being quoted in the AJC applauding Raffensperger. I told you that. I brought the damn AJC articles up the other day, right here on this show. I told you. I brought them up. I followed this back. This is April 1st. You just watched an interview April 1st. Now, I'm going to tell you, don't take this wrong. I love Rush, and I wish him well and praying for him. I like Sean. I love the great one, Levin. I know they all did not ignore. Hold on, go to break, and then come back. We're going to take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Circuit World has complete queen bedroom packages at amazing prices. Get this queen bed, dresser and mirror, 1 nightstand, bedding set, and free 32-inch TV, all for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this complete queen bedroom set and sleep in style, also for only $1799.99 or $129.99 a month. What an incredible deal! Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
All right, folks. BKP politics. Holy smokes. In the last 4 minutes, while you were watching all of our great sponsors there, I was on 3 phone calls. One in Washington, D.C., 2 in Atlanta. Wow. Just saying. Oh my gosh, BKP politics here. Look, I was closing up by telling you, all right, that we had it down. I had to go to that break. I had to get on those calls. We had it down here on the show March of last year. We were paying attention. April 1st, House Speaker David Ralston says on this show, it should not have been an administrative decision, an admin decision. It should have been a legislative decision. Not an admin, a legislative decision. Wow. So Linwood is kicking ass and taking names that they don't want to talk about. They don't want to talk about the tweets and the lawsuit. Don't want to talk about it. So let's go through a couple of these. Give me number 5. Let's just show a couple Linwood tweets. I have refutable evidence. He uses big words, refutable, irrefutable, not refutable, irrefutable. Can't refute it, folks. It's irrefutable. Big words, evidence. The Georgia local election officials were instructed by state to report original vote totals and not report recount totals, which are different. Let's see. Defamation, corrupt, follow the money, China, follow the money, Loeffler. These people are corrupt to the point of criminality. I'm just saying. I mean, fire alarms going off. Linwood, to the point of criminality. They are intentionally engaged in fraud in federal election. Number six. Do you ever get the feeling that Brian Kemp, this is a great one. This is one of my favorite tweets. Well, wait a minute. The one where he dedicated the song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Linwood's on a roll, right? Do you ever get the feeling that Brian Kemp of Georgia, Jeff Duncan of Georgia, and Georgia's Secretary of State are lying through their teeth? Not the lying through their teeth. That's why I figured it out. That's why Stacey Abrams has such a gap is so those lies through her teeth can come out nice and smooth. Lying through their teeth when they publicly state there was no evidence of fraud or irregularities in Georgia election, or is it just me? Is it just me? Is it just me? Fight back for honest state officials lying through their teeth, okay? Let's see if we have anything else here from Linwood. You never know. Let's see, he's creating, number 50. This afternoon, I filed an amended complaint against Georgia Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, right? Due process issues are now also raised. The recount is a sham. Tomorrow, I will move for an emergency TRO. Number 48. Linwood tells Georgia Governor Brian Kemp to come out of his basement and do something or resign. Number 47. I'm receiving more than the normal number of profane emails, insults, and death threats in the last couple of days. Have I said something that has upset any group of people? Have I said anything that's upset you? What have I done to upset you, right? Since there are unique times in our country, since these are unique times in our country, I have had to put my personal security guards on high alert. Those boys are on high alert, baby. Number 46. Number 46. Okay. How far will he go? How far will he go? Now, Raffensperger is spinning, his head is spinning off. Just exploding. Okay. I think it's very possible he resigned, because I think what may come out next will be so explosive on him that he can't take it anymore. So I'm just saying, all right. So I'm going to take, it's 9:03. Let's see if that's my Linwood. If I'm fit. See, on the national news, okay, on national level, you have nothing on Linwood. Nothing. Just saying. Number 42. We see the Kamala Harris and Lindsey Graham fist bump, Vice President-elect, VP-elect, fist bump with Senator Lindsey Graham, raises eyebrows. So while you're I have to get a fresh cup of coffee, folks. I've got to regroup. I've got an hour. We have to talk about, what could happen if Joe Biden is inaugurated January 21st. There will be, you and I will completely be pushed out. Completely pushed out. We will be put on a blacklist. Okay. They will come after us. Yes, they will. But, let's take a brief break. Let's regroup, okay? Let's regroup, take a brief break, get a cup of coffee. We'll all meet back here in a couple minutes. Thank our sponsors. Emily, let's take a brief break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
I didn't get a fresh cup of coffee, Amanda. I mean, things are moving fast. I'm listening to a Sidney Powell interview over there with Greg Kelly on Newsmax. She's going to tweet out. I got to check, see if she tweeted out. Wait a minute, what did the president do? 16 minutes ago. Damn it, this is moving fast. Oh, by the way, I'm your host, BKP. Welcome to BKP Politics, where we keep up with it, damn it. That's what's our slogan. We keep up with it. Damn it. Excuse me. I shouldn't say that. Everybody says, I enjoy the show until you get there. What the hell? Just say it, right? What the hell? You from Jersey, I'm from Jersey. Boom. Wrong. At first, they voted against because there were far more votes than people said. Then they were threatened, screamed at, and viciously harassed, and were 20 seconds. President Trump, slow down. I can't read the last one. He's a madman this morning, that president is. Then they were threatened, screamed at, and viciously harassed, and were forced to change their vote, but then refused as American patriots to sign the document. 71% mess, don't harass. This was a rigged election 40 seconds ago. The President of the United States. Do we have Hail to the Chief? Da, 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 da. President of the United States tweet right here. This was a rigged election. No Republican poll watchers allowed. Voting machine glitches all over the place, meaning that they got caught cheating. Voting after election ended, and so much more. That damn Trump hasn't quit. How far will he go? How far will he go? Give me number 46. How far will he go? He's tweeting out this morning. All right, so I'm trying to watch a Sidney Powell video. I'll have to look. She's going to tweet out the guy that created the Dominion software is supposedly signed an affidavit saying that they can, let me see if I can find name. Sidney Powell. Let's see. She's supposed to post it on her Twitter feed. We'll see what comes up. They may have blocked it. It's spinning. I'm not joking. They may have blocked Sidney Powell's. CNN is claiming Sidney Powell is a conspiracy theorist, one of the most respected, successful lawyers. Okay, this is 908. Sidney Powell is being called a conspiracy theorist on CNN. No doubt about that. All right, I got to get back to what I want to. Sorry, folks. I'm going to pull up Sidney Powell. So if that video hits that she said she's going to drop, she's going to drop the interview on her Twitter feed, she said, of we're watching for that, okay? So we'll watch for Sidney Powell to drop that. Okay, so yesterday, wow, that's so much going on. Yesterday, I want you to watch this, okay? Because it's 6 minutes, all right? Now, Josh Hawley, there's a reason I want you to watch this, because if we lose the Senate, there's a couple reasons. Big tech. Now, Josh Hawley, to me, is an amazing senator, right? And he proves that Google, Twitter, and Facebook coordinate. They coordinate, okay? Now, the media, as you know it today, they didn't care about Hunter Biden's laptop. They've not cared about any evidence whatsoever in corruption in this election. There was no CBS, ABC, there was no CNN reporters over there, just like that young lady we played her video in Floyd County yesterday saying, where'd you find the votes? Where were they lost? No, they were not over there. They don't want to cover that. It gets worse, folks. If Democrats take over, there's two parts to this. So this is a 6-minute video, okay? I feel it's important to watch. I really do. I think all of us need to watch this and pay attention to it. What Josh Hawley does yesterday, what he did, whatever. You know, I know I'm getting wild here. Things are going pretty quickly. But let's watch Josh Hawley, and let's give this shout out to the Blaze. Josh Hawley, Senator, reveals secret info, all right, from Facebook whistleblower. So there's a Facebook whistleblower that says, let me set this up, they coordinate. A whistleblower says they coordinate, all right? And watch what happens in this 6-minute and 31-second video. We're going to watch it. Stay with me. Roll the tape.
Powerful companies in the world, and I want to talk about how you're coordinating together to control information. In recent days, my office was contacted by a Facebook whistleblower, a former employee of the company with direct knowledge of the company's content moderation practices, and I want to start by talking about an internal platform called Tasks that Facebook uses to coordinate projects, including censorship. The Tasks platform allows Facebook employees to communicate about projects they're working on together. That includes Facebook's censorship teams, including the so-called community well-being team, the integrity team, and the hate speech engineering team, who all use the Task platform to discuss which individuals or hashtags or websites to ban. Now, Mr. Zuckerberg, you're familiar with the Task platform, aren't you?
Senator, we use the task system for, I think it's, as you say, for people coordinating all kinds of work across the company, although I'm not sure if I'd agree with the characterization specifically around content moderation that you gave.
Well, let's get into that, and let me see if we can refresh your memory and provide folks at home watching with an example. Here over my shoulder is an example. It's a screenshot of the Task platform in use. You'll notice if the cameras zoom in, several references to election integrity throughout on these lists of tasks. Again, this is shared across Facebook's sites, company locations, by working groups. What particularly intrigued me is that the platform reflects censorship input from Google and Twitter as well. So Facebook, as I understand it, Facebook censorship teams communicate with their counterparts at Twitter and Google and then enter those companies' suggestions for censorship onto the Task platform so that Facebook can then follow up with them and effectively coordinate their censorship efforts. So, Mr. Zuckerberg, let me just ask you directly, under oath now, does Facebook coordinate its content moderation policies or efforts in any way with Google or Twitter?
Senator, let me be clear about this. We do coordinate on and share signals on security-related topics. So, for example, if there is signal around a terrorist attack or around child exploitation imagery or around a foreign government creating an influence operation, that is an area where the companies do share signals about what they see. But I think it's important to be very clear that that is distinct from the content moderation policies that we or the other companies have, where once we share intelligence or signals between the companies, each company makes its own assessment of the right way to address and deal with that information.
Well, I'm talking about content moderation. I'm talking about individuals, websites, hashtags, phrases to ban. Is it your testimony that you do not communicate with Twitter or Google about content moderation, about individuals, websites, phrases, hashtags to ban? Just yes or no. Do you communicate with Twitter or Google about coordinating your policies in this way?
Senator, we do not coordinate our policies.
Do your Facebook content moderation teams communicate with their counterparts at Twitter or Google?
Senator, I'm not aware of anything specific, but I think it would be probably pretty normal for people to talk to their peers and colleagues in the industry.
It would be normal, but you don't do it?
No, I'm saying that I'm not aware of any particular conversation, but I would expect that some level of communication probably happens. But that is different from coordinating what our policies are or our responses in specific instances.
Well, fortunately, I understand that the task platform is searchable. So will you provide a list of every mention of Google or Twitter from the tasks platform to this committee?
Senator, that's something that I can follow up with you and your team after on.
Well, yes or no, I'm sure you can follow up with the list, but why don't you commit while I've got you here under oath? It's so much better to do this under oath. Will you commit now to providing a list from the tasks platform of every mention of Google or Twitter?
Senator, respectfully, I'm without having looked into this, I'm not aware of any sensitivity that might exist around that, so I don't think it would be wise for me to commit to that right now,
So
but
that's
I would
a
be
no.
happy to follow.
How many items on the task platform reflect that Facebook, Twitter, and Google are sharing information about websites or hashtags or platforms that they want to suppress?
Senator, I do not know.
Will you provide a list of every website and hashtag that Facebook content moderation teams have discussed banning on the task platform?
Senator, again, I would be happy to follow up with you or your team to discuss further how we might move forward on that. But without
will you commit to it here? Senator Cruz and Senator Lee both asked you for lists of individuals, websites, entities that have been subject to content moderation. You expressed doubt about whether any such information exists, but you've also now said that the task website, you've acknowledged the task platform exists, that it is searchable. So will you commit to providing the information you have logged on the task website about content moderation that your company has undertaken? Yes or no?
Senator, I think it would be better to follow up once I've had a chance to discuss with my team what any sensitivity around that would be that might prevent the kind of sharing that you're talking about. But once I've done that, I would be happy to follow up.
All right. So you won't commit to do it here. We could, of course, subpoena this information, but I'd much rather get it from you voluntarily. But I think let everybody take note that Mr. Zuckerberg has now repeatedly refused to provide information that he knows that he has and has now acknowledged that he has, that Tasks has under oath. Let me switch to different.
Hey, folks, I am so sorry about that. I had to step away for a fresh cup of coffee. I've watched that interview twice with Josh Hawley. Now, let me say this. I'm glad you stuck around. Please accept my apology. Things are moving so fast here. I don't have anybody to go get my damn coffee or coffee. I don't have to say that all the time. I mean, I get in moods sometimes, you know. Let me see. God almighty, you guys are sending me emails left and right. Let me see what this one says. It's nonstop. Hold on, folks. I want to see something here. Yeah, holy mackerel. We'll use holy mackerel. Oh my God, one of my viewers is getting the language from me. Holy mackerel. Mob connection to Pennsylvania ballots. Yes, I read that. Thank you for sending that. And I was thinking, oh hell, what? So supposedly this mobster in Pennsylvania, seriously, supposedly this mobster in Pennsylvania is ready to tell all. He's going to flip and tell friggin' everything for a total pardon or what's he want? I forget what he wants. But if he could get a total pardon, he will tell everything on how he was paid to produce so much a vote, to produce so many votes. Just saying. I mean, Philly mob boss ready to turn on Biden, and just saying, there's so much stuff out there, and this is moving so fast. I got to double check. I got to see if President Trump 15 minutes ago, this was a rigged election. I mean, he is tweeting out he's not done. So Josh Hawley, what he does, right? Okay. The tasks, censorship, signal. Mark Zuckerberg admits. Now, several other senators did a great job. Here's what I want to bring up before we take our last break of the day, because we're going to come back and we're going to wrap up some things in the media. But I wanted you to watch that for a simple reason. Big tech, okay, they influenced. Now, you and I sit here for how many years and heard that outside foreign influences in our election. Are we actually going to sit here and accept what just took place? Big tech. If every tweet the president puts up, they're going to go underneath and say, this document is, disputed. This is a disputed. Joe Biden has been named president. If every tweet and everything we put up, remember in the last couple months of the election, everything you and I put up, they put a shade over it on Facebook, inaccurate, fact check here. That's influencing the election. All right? And they all work together to do it. Every one of them. Let me just say this. Josh Hawley will, if we retain the Senate. Senators like that won't stop. But you let that committee yesterday, and the reason I wanted to play that video for one reason. You let that same committee yesterday, pay attention to me, be in Democrat control, have Democrat control of that committee. Once Democrats have control of that committee, you and I are finished off. They're working to finish us off now. Look at what happened in Detroit last night in Wayne County, Michigan. They threaten the family. They threaten your kids. I mean, they will come burn down your houses. Look at what happens when you assemble and wear a red hat. If you're wearing a red hat and it says USA on the back, and they can't see the front say, Pence or Trump or anything, or MAGA hat, you risk getting beaten ahead with a baseball bat or something. Seriously. And the media is going to just gloss over it. You and I are through if they take the Senate. We're through. Because those committees like that yesterday, Richard Blumenthal asked yesterday about banning Breitbart, Gateway Pundit. He made a list of banned sites he wanted banned. Absolutely. And they will. We better pay attention to what's going on with big tech. We better keep the Senate in Republican hands. You better ask people to get out and vote. I told you earlier today, 600,000, already 600,000 absentee ballots have been requested in Georgia. Where is it at? 600K mail-in ballots have already been requested in Georgia for the upcoming Senate race. Take a break. We're going to come back, wrap it up. We do have some things I'm going to check out, see if Stacey Powell has dropped that video on her Twitter feed yet. Take a break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
BKP here, BKP Politics. I feel Wednesday, 11/18. What a whirlwind of a kind of day. 11/18. Sidney Powell did just drop an article on her, tweeted out. I have retweeted it, Fetch Your News. I've retweeted it on Fetch Your News. It is a confession on how to hack an election. It's a deep read. I started reading it. I don't have time. I only got like a third of the way through, but Sidney Powell did tweet out something that you're going to want to check out when you get a minute to stop and read. Now, I just want to go through some media things that are happening. What I like to do is I like to show some of what the media is not talking about, the networks, the networks, what they're not talking about. But before I do, let me say this, okay? So let me switch gears for a second. And, I like to find a show or two, and this is getting to know, we should call this segment Getting to Know Your Host, BKP, but stay with me, all right? So I like to find something in the evening that has I don't need to think about anything to watch on TV. I like The Office. I like Seinfeld. I mean, I've watched all of them. I like to find a silly little show, means nothing, just silly, goofy, whatever, that I can maybe laugh at a little bit. There's the guy that played Joey on Friends. He's got a little show called Man with the Plan. I like that. It's cute. It's on Netflix. I can watch one or two. They're silly as can be. I can go to bed. And I have to tell you, realistically, I have to have that. I mean, some of you, don't take this wrong, some of you may have a drink to unwind. And it's not the end of the world. I just don't drink, okay? So if in the evening, after the stresses of the world out there or whatever's going on, and you like to have a drink and maybe a cigar or whatever, or just have a drink, unwind, go to bed. Me, I like to find something on TV that is totally, I don't want to solve no crimes. I don't want to solve a mystery. I just want something senseless. Don't give me no lessons, whatever. Don't teach me a lesson, nothing. Anyhow, so the point being is, every year I might find a show or two that I archive and put up. And last year, this show came on TV. It was called The Neighborhood. All right. It was called The Neighborhood. And Cedric the Entertainer, I don't know if you know Cedric, but so it's predominantly black neighborhood, and the goofiest white guy moves into it. I mean, this guy he's extra white. I call him extra white. He moves into this neighborhood, him and his wife and his son, and it's a black neighborhood. And Cedric can't admit he likes the goofy white guy, right? So it's cute. It's really cute. Last year, this show was cute. Every once in a while, it touched the rail of something, but it didn't go too far, okay? So last night, Hulu automatically brings the show back up and archives it, right? Brings it back up. And it says, it's the first one of this season. I said, all right, it's 30 minutes. I'll watch it. I think it came out the other day. Give me number 9. So I start watching this, and I'm not even into the show. 5 minutes, I'm like, what the hell? CBS comedy, The Neighborhood, police enforce the same system as slavery. The white family are sitting down and talking to their white kid on how bad police are. A black guy got arrested. I mean, it was like, whoa, what the hell are you doing here? I'm going to tell you right now, if you can find this show, CBS comedy, The Neighborhood, and find the first episode of this season, you will see exactly this right here will show you what they're teaching your kids in school. They do plan to defund the police. This 30-minute show is probably the closest you're going to get to understanding what they're trying to sell America from Hollywood. I tell you, it was, I thought, and I found that on the Daily Wire, okay? Because I thought to myself, somebody has to see this other than myself. Somebody other than me. Somebody other than me has to see this out here. Okay. Number 10, Little Willie. Georgia officials spar with Senator Lindsey Graham over alleged ballot tossing comments. Now, this is funny because you know what they did? They went and found a witness. Now, let me tell you what is about to happen, okay? Let me say this. So Lindsey Graham supposedly calls Brad Raffensperger in Georgia, right? Supposedly he calls Brad Raffensperger. Okay, give me number 11. Here is Joe and Minka and Little Willie, and they're happy about the Georgia, right? And let me see what else I can find here. Hang tight. Oh, you're going to have to wear a mask inside. I'm just telling you, get ready because you're going to wear a mask inside your damn house. Number 27. Senator Graham denies implying ballots should be tossed in Georgia. CNN's in on it. Number 29. There's a picture of old Graham, Lindsey. 30. Raffensperger goes to where? He goes to Wolf Blitzer. He goes to the Blitzed, right? Wolf Blitzer. 31. Oh, they're making a big deal out of it. 32. Senator Graham denies implying. Hang on, we're going to get something else here. Here it is, 39. Look at that, 5:09 Eastern Time. Coming up this morning. 5:09 a.m. coming up this morning. Raffensperger and Lindsey Graham. MSNBC's in on it. Number 40. They spar Casey. Now they get a witness. We have a witness, okay? Number 41. Gabriel Sterling, okay, is the witness. I might have something else. Let me see if I got it. So let's stay on the witness there. They got a witness. Let me tell you this. Raffensperger is trying everything. There's an old saying, he's trying to save his bacon. When you got a guy like Linwood saying that you're lying through your teeth and you're corrupt, you're trying to save your bacon. If let's see, the last time, let me see, what do I remember here? The last time a person had a phone call, which there was a witness to the phone call, that the person, it was said, try to get the person on the phone to do something for him. I don't know, did the president get impeached over a phone call? Did he get impeached over a phone call? Get ready, folks. Because if Democrats take the Senate, their longtime friend, Lindsey Graham, they'll investigate him. Oh, yeah. They'll investigate him, and Raffensperger will help. Yes, Raffensperger will help. He will go and give testimony before committee. Gabriel Sterling will go give testimony. They will investigate Lindsey Graham. Well, now, wait a minute, BKP, the show's been going so well this morning, and now you're trying to sound like Howard because Cosell on sports. And the people don't even know who Howard Cosell is. Why do I attempt? Okay. But this is Howard Cosell on sports speaking for BKP. He claims Lindsey Graham's going to go down in a Senate committee hearing because of a phone call he made with Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. What say you? I don't know. Was that terrible or what? You get ready. You get ready because the investigations, oh, hell, get ready. The investigations are, you see, if you can remember, the House impeached. Now, what is Rush calling plugs? Biden says, we're not going to go in there and investigate Trump, and we're not going to investigate. No. Okay. No, the House is going to do it. Oh, yeah. House is going to do it. And if they get the Senate, I could give you all day long, okay? Let me remind you of why you need to hold the Senate in Georgia. Let me remind you in Pennsylvania and Michigan and everywhere why I don't do this, why you need to contribute money. Why you need to get down here and help knock on doors, make phone calls. Anywhere in the United States, you can get in touch with the Georgia GOP and make phone calls. You can help anywhere in the United States, or they'll tell you to come on down and help us out. But let me tell you something. If you're out there and you are a Trump supporter and you've not given up, let's say you've not given up. I don't give up, damn it, that easy. I'm going down with the Trump train. Trump train goes off the rails, I'll be on it. If we crash and burn, I'm going with it. I'm going to the end. I don't care. That's fine. I'm with you, okay? I have the flag. I have this flag. I have the American flag. I have a cowboy hat. I have that flag. I have this. That being said, remember your president of the United States, they tried to impeach him. They did. They wrote articles of impeachment over in the House. Nancy Pelosi had a pen ceremony. Everybody. Remember that? Right? They went over to the Senate. At the same time, they knew the China virus was out. They knew it. Look at, was it February 6th, 2nd? Look at what day that finally the Senate, Nancy Pelosi had the articles. She held them. I'm going to hold them. Because I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come right out of impeachment. If we don't get your ass there, we're going to get your ass on the China virus. That'll be next. Because we're going to get your ass. We don't get your ass on impeachment. We're going to get your ass on China virus. We're going to collapse the economy. We're going to get your ass at the voting machine. We're going to corrupt, steal the election. We're going to get your ass. And they did. They're getting Trump's ass. And ours too. Watch Josh Hawley today. Okay? But give me 46. How far will he go? But I want to remind everybody out there that's wondering what to do on January 5th. Get out and vote and call your neighbor and tell them they got to vote. Because if you remember the House of Representatives bringing up articles of impeachment, okay? How many times do you have questions? Okay, Kavanaugh, all right? Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, all right? Amy Coney Barrett. How many times in any hearing? How many times the legal professionals that they brought in, okay, from Harvard during the impeachment hoax? Is the President of the United States above the law? Can the President of the United States pardon himself? Is the President of the United States exempt from prosecution after leaving office? Just Google those things and look at how many times they pushed that through the past 4 years. Just look, right? So, Trump supporters, if you don't think, all right, that after you remember the Senate, they wanted the witnesses, right? We had to wait every day to see what Mitt Romney was going to do, Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, right? But I'm telling you, if it's a 50-50, Kamala Harris will vote to prosecute President Trump. Well, now, wait a minute. When you get the Constitution out and you go to this page and you read this paragraph, constitutionally, I'm sorry. I mean, they're going to be going through Capitol Hill, taking these constitutions and dumping them in the trash can. They're going to rewrite it. They're not interested. You need to pay damn attention. They're not interested in your Constitution or your constitutional rights or what this Constitution says. They want to rewrite it. They want to save our democracy. They want to rewrite this Constitution, and they will. You have to save the Senate. I mean, I'm making a plea. I know what you're going to say. Really? I mean, this cannot be number two. We have the power in North Georgia, where I'm coming from. We hold the power. Past elections have proved we are the decision makers in Georgia. Right here where I sit and I'm coming from with my broadcast. We are the decision makers in Georgia, especially in a runoff. Senator David Perdue needs to go back. Now, I don't want to get into it. Somebody called me with a theory that Perdue will make 51. 52 doesn't matter. Loeffler make it. No big deal. Folks, I can't buy into that because I can't come here and tell you to separate the two Republicans. I can't do it. Because even if Perdue was to go back and Loeffler was to lose, first of all, this man-child here, Jon Ossoff, all right? This man-child, Jon Ossoff, right? Oh, hell, I got a minute. Let me explain something. All right, stay with me. This is actually, I think, worth it. I've said this before, but let me be clear. There's the reason there's an extended amount of time between an election in Georgia and a runoff is the Georgia courts. We lose all the time in Georgia courts. I do not know why we lose in the courts in Georgia, but the Georgia court upheld the Jon Ossoff, Karen Handel runoff. And what they said is there has to be, every election has to be, there has to be a voter registration period. So let me say this, okay? When Karen Handel ran against Jon Ossoff, the most expensive, it was a special election, the most expensive, House of Representative election in history. When she ran against him, there was a runoff. There was other candidates in the race. There was a runoff between Jon Ossoff and Karen Handel. And the argument was that that was a special election and it was an election. And if you did not vote during that time, it's still the same election. It's the runoff of that. You could not vote in the runoff. And that was the argument that was made, that you had to have voted in the original election or you couldn't vote in the runoff. Well, they ran to court and said, no. You have to have a period of registration, and every election is considered a new election in Georgia. So that answers it very clear. So I do know for a fact, I received a phone call yesterday from somebody that said that they witnessed it. They know it for a fact that kids are coming in from all over the country. Pay attention to me if you're out there. They're bringing people in from every state. What did Obama say? 53 states or whatever we have. But they are. They're bringing people in from all across this country. into Georgia, and I forget when the registration ends. It might be late this week or something, because early voting starts 1st of December or something, whatever. But they're bringing people in and registering, and Stacey Abrams is bragging of how many new people they already have registered for this election. And they're getting people to apply for their mail-in ballots already by 600,000. That's right. So we can't have Jon Ossoff go to D.C. We can't do it, okay? Number 3, this guy is so radical. Number 3, Warnock. Look him up. I am ready to take the heat here. I know what you're going to say. Well, if you look at what you have said, done, whatever, where Kelly Loeffler is concerned, folks, throw the heat right on me. Call me whatever you want, okay? I cannot sit back and say Warnock, even for 2 years. This is only a 2-year seat. It'll be up for re-election in 2022. I cannot sit back and say Raphael Warnock should go to the Senate. If you don't want to see your president investigated, if you don't want to see an attempt to put your president in jail, I'm serious. If you don't want to see Donald Trump, an attempt by Democrats to put him in jail, no joke, investigate him, investigated everybody they will investigate and try to jail. See, here's the thing. Let's get clear, okay? They went after, with Republicans in control, they went after Republicans trying to put them in jail. Let's see, is Paul Manafort in jail? We don't get anybody in jail. Nobody gets put in jail. You give the White House, you give the Senate, and you give the House of Representatives to Democrats. Anybody that supported Trump, anybody that backed Trump, Trump himself, they're going to jail. Political prisoners ready to go. You think I'm joking and I've lost my mind? Hell no. Number 46, how far will he go? How far will he go? I hope when he leaves, he declassifies every damn thing there is. I hope he declassifies everything before he leaves. I hope he throws the pardons out there like you would not believe. Well, I hope he pardons Nixon for a second time, just for the hell of it. I'm your host, BKP. A lot going on here. Pay attention today. Keep your eyes open. This is a big day in Georgia and elsewhere. I will be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. That's when I come on. BKP Politics. Show them how to get in touch with me 24/7 really quick. Emily, good job today. I appreciate you. Let's get out of here. We'll come back and try it again tomorrow.